Good evening. I'm Lee Erickson. I am one of the Invent Penn State team here. And I want to welcome you to Startup Week. This is our recognition event for students. And it's in our fabulous new Innovation Hub building, right? Yay! Right? You can see Old Main. You can see the stadium over there. You can see if there's a table open at 210, so that's always good. So this building is intended to be the hub for innovation here in Happy Valley. And it's a reminder of how far we have come since the launch of Invent Penn State in 2015. So as many of you know, Invent Penn State was President Barron's vision for reinventing the land-grant university to be a driver of economic development for the Commonwealth of PA. In just 6 short years under his leadership, 21 launch boxes and innovation spaces were stood up across the Commonwealth, and there have been far too many programs and events for me to actually go through. But tonight, we are focusing on one of those events, which is celebrating and recognizing our student entrepreneurs, many of whom are with us tonight. Key to the Invent Penn State mission is the ingenious power of partnership, and we would never be able to build these programs and resources so quickly without the generous support of all of our partners. So before we get to the students, I want to introduce David Lieb, Senior Associate Vice President for Development, who will share an update on some of our amazing donors and partners. So David?
Thank you, Lee, and it is a distinct pleasure of mine to stand before you. I'm not really the person that is being recognized, though. I'm here to recognize someone that's been very special to Invent Penn State. Many of you know Tom Sharbaugh. Those of you who do know him as a professor of practice for Penn State Law and the director of the Entrepreneurial Assistance Clinic. He's also retired partner of Morgan, Lewis & Bockius, an internationally recognized law firm headquartered in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Tom is a Penn State volunteer. He's a donor to Penn State. He serves on our campaign executive committee, and over the years, I've come to know him as someone who is genuinely interested in helping people, and that's in large part what brings us here to recognize. It brings me a great deal of pleasure to be here with you tonight to announce that Tom and his wife, Kristen, have created an endowment which will annually fund 2 summer interns from Penn State Law to work with the Happy Valley Launch Box with the Entrepreneur Assistance Clinic of Penn State Law. With this gift, Tom and Kristen have taken advantage of the university's Economic Development Matching Program, which leverages Penn State funds for select initiatives that will drive job and business creation in the Commonwealth. Now, donors who make a gift to this fund can choose to be recognized by naming the fund either for themselves or in honor of someone else who meaningful to them or special to them. And in this case, Tom and Kristen have not only been generous with their philanthropy, but their gift is also recognizing Dr. Eric Barron. They have graciously decided to honor Dr. Barron through the leadership, because of his leadership of Invent Penn State, by naming the internship in his honor. So at this time, please join me in thanking Tom and Kristen for their generous gift. Tom and Kristen's generous gift will establish the Eric J. Barron Entrepreneurship Intern Endowment, which will assist Penn State Law students as they work with local startups through this organization. Now, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't add that it's not too late for anyone in this room to take advantage of our matching program, but the time is soon to expire on June 30th of 2022. Or whenever the funds are fully utilized, whichever comes first, and we do hope that the funds get fully utilized. So thank you, Tom. It's a wonderful honor to Dr. Barron and his commitment to what happens in this space. At this time, I would like to recognize PNC for their generous support of Startup Week powered by PNC. So please join me in giving a warm welcome to our next speaker, Jim Hohen, the Central Pennsylvania Regional President of PNC Bank.
Well, great. Thank you, Dave. And more importantly, thank you all for being here today. We're certainly here because of you. I was thrilled to hear about Tom's generous gift. Tom has done so much for student entrepreneurs and the broader community through his work at Happy Valley Launchbox and the other areas associated with Penn State. And this endowment will continue to serve the community for generations to come. So for both of you, thank you, Tom, for all that you've done and what you'll continue to do. Next, I'd like to thank the folks at Invent Penn State and everyone who has made this week a success. And certainly that includes all of you, the student entrepreneurs in our midst today who you are the current and future innovators. You're the business owners and you're the drivers of ideas that will move our communities forward. And for that, I thank you for being here and being so engaged in this incredible program. While PNC, we are now a national bank. We go coast to coast. We're in all 30 of the top 30 MSA markets. But make no mistake, Pennsylvania is our home, it's our headquarters, and Pennsylvania is extremely important to us. We also know that Penn State is a powerful force for entrepreneurship and economic development, not just in our region, but really across the Commonwealth, the nation, and frankly, the world. That is precisely why PNC supports Penn State Startup Week and also the Happy Valley Launchbox powered by PNC and other programs at Penn State. It's because we know our success is tied to the prosperity of our neighbors and the communities we serve, and their success hinges on a vibrant marketplace steeped in innovation. It's hard to overstate the importance of this work to our economy, for innovation and entrepreneurships, as they are the keys to a healthy, vibrant society. I think about where we stand today, and whether it be the phones or this, that, the other things we have. So much of what we use and what we rely on, both in our professional and personal lives, are the results of ideas that were conceived by an entrepreneur. So frankly, I'm fascinated for all of your stories as I wander around the room today. And thinking about which one of you is going to be the next Steve Jobs or whatever. I'm sure that you are here. And it's just going to be a matter of, I'm going to be fascinated to see your future success. We need to ensure that the resources that help you remain accessible and equitable, because we know that for entrepreneurs and business owners, your success down the road is not only going to be yours, but it'll raise the quality of life for your employees, your customers, and the broader community. That concept is the vision for Invent Penn State and Startup Week. And Dr. Barron has always understood that. I must take a moment to extend my heartfelt appreciation to Dr. Barron for his friendship to me and to PNC. But most importantly, I want to thank him for the incredible vision and tireless effort that he has channeled into creating programming like this. His approach has always been to consider the work done here in the context of how it benefits the world beyond Penn State campuses. He has long been known the incredible, talented resource that is the Penn State student body and also the faculty here. And I'm grateful for his insistence on channeling that potential to create progress and opportunities to better the world beyond just the campus. He knows that entrepreneurship and economic development go hand in hand, and he has built all of this with that broader mission in mind. And though we'll miss you working day to day, I'm confident that your lasting legacy will be the continuation of these efforts and the great success of so many students and community members who use the resources, who have come through these doors. And there is no one better to speak to Dr. Barron's legacy than the many students he has inspired and helped along the way. So it is now my honor to introduce a video created by a current student and Invent Penn State digital marketing intern, Simone Skinner. Simone, where are you? I know I talked to her earlier. Hi, Simone, over there by the windows. As she put together the tribute to Dr. Barron, Simone contacted current and past student entrepreneurs who have benefited from the program and resources he made possible. So please join me in watching this video that was created to thank Dr. Barron and wish him well in his retirement. Thanks.
Hi, my name's Chevy Carbasi, and I'm a 2019 graduate of the Eberly College of Science. I'm currently the co-founder and CEO of Moicor, also known as Himogo. My favorite memories at Penn State involved the nights my team and I would just try to apply whatever we learned from the Launchbox and other resources, but also the amazing Wegman spreads that Lee and Jason would bring to the Launchbox. Thank you, President Barron, for everything you've done for entrepreneurship at Penn State. It's made a difference for everyone at Moicor.
Hello, my name is Sydney Gibbard. I'm a third year majoring in biomedical engineering and pre-medicine, and I just wanted to give President Barron a huge thank you for supporting and amplifying the mission of Invent Penn State. Through my nonprofit, Girls Code the World, I have been able to utilize those resources to make sure that we are impacting communities all across the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and feel more confident in myself as an entrepreneur.
My name is Tyler Tracy. I graduated from Penn State in May of 2021 with a degree in industrial engineering.
My name is Ben Johnson. I graduated from Penn State in May of 2019 with a degree in economics. Together, we founded Sigger, which provides fashionable, functional wearables for partners.
Our favorite memory was participating in the Summer Founders Program by Invent Penn State. We were able to work on our business full-time and broke $70,000 in year one revenue.
Hi, my name is Hunter Swisher, and I'm the CEO and founder of FOSS Solutions. I'm a recent graduate in 2016 from the College of Ag and the major in plant sciences, and I had the opportunity to build my business right out the gate using the Invent Penn State initiative. President Barron, I want to give you a very special thank you for all the support and the resources that you've provided over the years. It's been a great opportunity and the pleasure to have known you for all these years, and I wish you best of luck here into your next chapter of life. My favorite memory of Invent Penn State was the opportunity to be able to pitch on all the panels that you and I got to participate in, and obviously get to show off all the really exciting things that Penn State has been doing to promote entrepreneurship.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, President Barron, and to Invent Penn State for allowing us to have this possibility.
All right, this thing is just not sized for short people. All right, so it's pretty amazing, right? And one of the things that I remember is, okay. Well, he's the makerspace director, so he can fix it if he broke it. Oh, okay, I'm just saying. But I remember, I loved it when you would come to the Launchbox, because then I didn't have to do the tours and talk about the students, because you knew all their stories personally and you could share those. So that made my job a little bit easier. But thank you, Jim, for all you do. For the students that are in here, you got to realize what a gift this is for you, to have these many people, these organizations and these institutions kind of rooting for you. So one day, if you don't realize now, one day you'll realize what a gift it is for you to be able to include it in here. So there are so many people that support us, funders, people that bring expertise, people that bring personal time. We know many of you are in the room. We could not do it without you. But we're going to now move on. It's my distinct privilege and honor to introduce the next speaker, who we're not going to name yet. We're going to wonder who that is. I talked in the beginning of the evening about this being the hub for innovation. Well, our next speaker truly embodies that spirit of innovation. When we talk about innovation in the business world, we know that it's critical for sustained success. We've all heard stories of the big company that kind of sits on their laurels because they have that product and they don't pay attention, they don't innovate, and they don't think about what's next. And then they're gone, right? So they're gone because they get lapped by more innovative companies, right? The companies that survive and thrive are the ones who saw the next move before the others, who focused on evolving as their customers and industry evolved, who kept at the core the desire to continually improve and bring value to who they serve. But key to the success is having a leader at the helm who saw those possibilities, who understood the need to morph to the next phase, and who had the courage to make the bold moves, to try things that others were afraid to try, to know that some things that would work, some things not so much, and that they'd probably have to pivot and adapt. So those leaders not only had to see the next step, but they had to marshal the resources to empower people to make that change. So innovative leaders impact more people than they know. The students we heard from in the video are only the tip of the iceberg in terms of the number of people who've been impacted by this mystery leader's vision. I've personally seen students who have never considered starting a business feel empowered to try. And for the students that don't want to go down the entrepreneurial path, they've been exposed to entrepreneurial thinking that is now viewed by employers as a critical skill. The vision to reinvent the land-grant university is being discussed at the national level, and universities are coming here to benchmark what's happening at Penn State for their own institutions. And we have this individual to thank for setting all this in motion. So does anyone want to guess who I'm talking about? Anyone? Anyone? Well, I think you figured it out. So without any further ado, I want to give a warm welcome to President Barron.
Well, that was a wonderful video. Thank you very much. Molly and I were in Florida last week trying to raise money for entrepreneurship, which was a lot of fun. And my son had said to me and to Molly a short time earlier, and 2 books came in the mail yesterday, that he said, you know, you guys will be retired, and for a lot of different reasons, he likes to stay outside. He said, I think I might start a business as with sheep and merino wool for weavers. And so I said to this particular donor, I have no idea whether that's viable or not. And he looked at me quizzically and he said, you know, you might know some people to ask, which I thought was really in some ways kind of funny, that I didn't picture myself coming down here and sitting down and see if I could work through an idea there or not. Well, at any rate, you never know. Maybe it's just not too late when you hit 70 to go sit there and think about the next thing that you might want to do. Well, good evening and welcome to everybody, and thank you. Culmination of Startup Week, powered by PNC. To begin, I would like to thank a few people and organizations that made this possible. You've heard some of the thanks already. Can you hear me okay in the back there? But first, PNC Bank, continued support for Penn State entrepreneurs, absolutely wonderful. Jim Hone, the regional president of PNC, who stewarded a wonderful friendship for Penn State, especially with the Invent Penn State initiative, Happy Valley Launchbox, and now Startup Week. Thank you so much, Jim, for all that you've done. Next, I wish to recognize Dr. Keiko Miwa-Ross, a State College resident, Penn State's 2020 Philanthropist of the Year. Dr. Ross made a transformative gift that will fuel innovation and entrepreneurship among Penn State students and citizens of the region. Within this Penn State Innovation Hub building, you most likely walk through the Dr. Keiko Miwa-Ross Entry Plaza and Garden, the Dr. Keiko Miwa-Ross Green Roof and Gathering Space, and the Dr. Keiko Miwa-Ross Co-working Commons. Thank you so much for all of your generosity to support this Launchbox. And Tom and Christian, what a wonderful thing that you have done. I have always been so incredibly proud of the fact that Penn State Law was in here providing the help that so many young entrepreneurs need. I remember very clearly the student who was busily working on a device handheld to speak for those that were unable at a low price, and I asked her how it was going, and she said, well, I spent the whole summer trying to make sure that I could incorporate and protect my ideas. And I thought, how incredibly, in a way, wasteful for her with all these great ideas to be able to have to focus such a long period of time just to protect her intellectual property. And then to all of a sudden see law right there in the midst of things made me so proud. And I can't tell you, I'm truly humbled and appreciative of the fact that because of you, my name will be associated with that type of wonderful service to all these young entrepreneurs. I really do thank you. Thank you very much. I'm also pleased to join you for my last Startup Week as president of Penn State. Definitely important to say as president of Penn State, because this is one of my favorite annual events. It's truly a pleasure to see how things have grown and exceeded our expectations over the year, to see how all of the ideas have evolved and how all of that talent has actually seems to be going faster and faster than it ever has been before. Many of you, like I know Chris, was here from the beginning 5 years ago, but many of you were perhaps not. Startup Week began in the College of Information Science and Technology, IST Startup Week. And I must admit, I looked at it, I participated, I thought it was absolutely wonderful idea. And in my head was, if only this were university-wide. And so the dean was talking to me about getting funding to help support it and keep it going. And I was happy to participate, and I said, you know, wouldn't it be wonderful? And boom, just like that, IST said, this doesn't have to be our baby. This is for the entire university, and IST is glad to be the college that planted the seed that made it the Penn State Startup Week. Soon, Penn State campuses, our Launchbox Innovation Network, and a community collaborators joined the fun. Now for the 6th year, we're united across the entire university for Penn State Startup Week powered by PNC. This event now spans 21 campuses and all academic colleges with the goal of enhancing student career success by connecting students, our future founders, with innovative alumni founders who are blazing trails and achieving success in a variety of different industries and disciplines. At Penn State, we believe that student entrepreneurial activities, learning about customer discovery, lean startups, the business model canvas, problem-solving methods, prepare students to start companies, be entrepreneurs within a corporation or institution, a highly valued skill, or become great community innovators. Startup Week has showcased interdisciplinary collaborations with innovations in technology, health, the arts, education, sustainability, and global impact. I will tell you that's one of the other things that I've been incredibly proud of. Because every time I would go talk to a student group, I would see that there was all these talents from different colleges and different disciplines that were building a company. And I had talked to many people that graduated 15, 20 years ago, and they were discussing the difficulty of getting the right partners in the right place to be able to pull off their companies. And I thought to myself, there must be something going on secretly behind the curtain where all these Penn State students are finding each other with all these different skill sets and bringing something together in a level of teamwork. And every time I talk to a corporate leader, they tell me that's just the type of person they would like to be working for them. Well, this week was also full of speakers and workshops and competitions, none of which could have happened without the incredible support of so many. Members of the Startup Week Steering Committee, event planners, and many entrepreneurship and innovation faculty and staff for organizing this week's event. The Invent Penn State Marketing and Communications team and the communication offices across Penn State for spreading the word. Our distinguished mentors and judges, moderators, panelists, speakers who shared their expertise with the campus community. all the members of the college leadership, university leadership that have provided support, all of our sponsors for the individual events during Startup Weeks. Over the past 4 days, Penn State Startup Week has brought engaged entrepreneurship to every single corner of Penn State. The tagline, ingenious power of partnership. I got to cut the ribbon on 2 launch boxes this week that were in existence but delayed because of COVID. And so I've said this each and every time. I love ingenious power of partnership. I mean, the alliteration is perfect, right? I mean, clearly this was just designed to send a message. But do you realize every time we're connecting the word genius to Penn State, and power to Penn State, and partnership to Penn State? And the fact that our launch boxes and efforts aren't on the campus, but they're in our community, sends another powerful message. And at every single opening, there are legislators. U.S. Congress, occasionally now I think senators have visited at least one launch box, the local community leaders, and one of the things they always comment about is that Penn State is of and part of the community, and it's something that makes this special. The ingenious power of partnership was certainly being modeled all week long. Well, we don't have the final participation numbers yet, but we know there were over 65 in-person, virtual, and hybrid events. 8 colleges and 10 Penn State campuses hosted events. We featured 110 entrepreneurs, speakers, moderators, and/or judges, and we hosted 9 pitch competitions or challenges. I just would like you to think about that for a minute. During a pandemic, the Penn State community came together to delivering engaging events in various formats to ensure that Penn State students didn't miss out on this opportunity during their college experience. And this is another thing that I've been incredibly proud of, because if you go back 5 years and you looked at the number of competitions, and now, when I'm showing these donors in Florida this week, and here's this long list of different types of competitions, it's another sign of what has changed in terms of Invent Penn State providing opportunity. Well, to all of the students who participated, you've had a lot of uncertainty with a pandemic. Not easy, an extra challenge put on top of everything else that you've done and are doing. But as entrepreneurs, maybe you haven't seen anything yet, because uncertainty will continue. But you certainly have the skills and thought process to overcome it. And your efforts have been an inspiration to many, many people and very admirable. I know you're among the best and brightest, and I'm thrilled that we can personally congratulate you. I know that presidents 20 or 30 years down the road will also celebrate this, because you're all going to be so successful that Dave Lieb is going to get more and more checks that are going to come from people that have been extraordinarily successful. And I hope, as you go through life, you'll think about the fact that Penn State and this community and your communities helped you along the way. Well, tonight we celebrate the winning student entrepreneurs and change makers who've met with mentors, practiced their pitches, and showcased their ideas to expert judges and an audience of their peers. Some were doing the work leading up to Startup Week, while others did it all this week. No small feat. Their ideas will make our world safer and easier and faster and better, and maybe even, in a lot of cases, more fun. These students are on their way to becoming future leaders in entrepreneurship and innovation, whether your startups succeed or not, or whether you go on and work for other companies or choose to serve your communities in other ways. I know you're going to be incredibly successful. Startup Week is a signature event of Invent Penn State. It's one of the many resources and programs created over the past 6 years for students, faculty, and community members. And it ranges from accelerator programs to pro bono legal and IP advice, from competitions to co-working space. If you missed the resource fair earlier this week, you can visit resourcenavigator.psu.edu. One of our most successful resource ideas was the Launchbox and Innovation Hub Network. The first ones were somewhat shoestring. Sometimes, for Mr. Sheets provided free coffee for this one. The coffee was not so great, but it was fueled by passionate people, students and Penn Staters and local business leaders and government officials and friends who saw the potential for job creation and student career success. Together, they worked to realize this vision. It's amazing what's happened in those 5 years. I bet that we would have 6 or 7 launch boxes or innovation hubs. I did not dream that we would have 21. To tell people that there is a launch box or innovation hub within 30 miles of 96% of the population of Pennsylvania is just absolutely astounding. And I will tell you, in the appropriations hearing in Harrisburg this year, both sides of the aisle got up and first complimented Penn State on Invent Penn State, and then asked a question about what was going to happen next. The network so far, and we need to see this through time, because at the beginning it was rather small numbers, but in those 5 years it's engaged 13,151 students and faculty, supported almost 5,000 entrepreneurs, graduated 464 startups from accelerator programs, completed nearly 309 product development projects, started 218 new Pennsylvania companies, and created 486 internships. They're a tremendous resource, and many have hosted Startup Week and events. Now, I'm willing to bet you're rather eager for me to get on with the awards rather than providing this history of launch boxes here. And I do want to add, though, just a word about where we're sitting, because this is also something that in some ways I worked hard on, but was surprised to see it come into being. And that is this building, the new Penn State Innovation Hub, built to intentionally cultivate entrepreneurs and to cultivate interdisciplinary activities. Newest prototyping equipment, latest design technology, no-cost services and resources to boost entrepreneurs along their journey. These programs and services, coupled with statewide infrastructure of Invent Penn State Launchbox and Innovation Hub Network, advance the university's land-grant mission. It allows us to deploy resources that promote economic development and job creation and student career success. A land-grant institution has the mission of service to society. And the land grants around this country, and Penn State in particular, have become famous for agricultural extension. In every county, a Penn State are there to help the agricultural industry advance. And today, we look at that mission of service to society with the notion of promoting economic development and student career success in every county in the state of Pennsylvania and beyond. The awardees. Well, in the interest of time, I'm only going to recognize first place team from each competition. We'll take a moment to congratulate each team, and then we'll get pictures with everyone after the event. So let's get started. Did you forgive me for such a long speech before I got to the awards? Maybe? Okay. The Accelerator Rap Challenge supports teams of undergraduate students from across the country as they create educational, animated music videos to inspire 8 to 12-year-old girls and children of color to see themselves in innovative entrepreneurship. The challenge was based on a Penn State course that won the Academy of Management Innovation in Entrepreneurship Pedagogy Award. Kawai Society Animation created the winning video and received the highest marks from a panel of judges. So congratulations to Kawai Society Animation. I know their table is over there. Next, the Penn State Mount Alto Launchbox sponsored the 5th annual Mount Alto Launchbox pitch competition called Lion Tank. This competition is open to all Penn State students regardless of campus or major. Again, this wonderful theme that we could all be these type of people that would control pieces of this for our college or for our campus, but instead everybody is pitching in to have it be university-wide. Well, the top team received a $1,500 cash prize, courtesy of Patriot Federal Credit Union. The finals were held last night, and I'm happy to announce the winner is Car to Camp. Which designs, manufactures, and sells a universally fitting sleeping platform for car camping. It ships to the customer's door and can be assembled and installed with no tools required. Congratulations, Car to Camp. Next is a Happy Valley Venture Capital Pitch Competition, which was hosted in partnership with InnoBlue and sponsored by the Farrell Center for Corporate Innovation and Entrepreneurship and the Engineering Entrepreneurship Program. Happy Valley Venture Capital provides students across all majors with experiences in startups and venture capital. The organization strives to strengthen Penn State's entrepreneurial ecosystem and build a prosperous community of founders and investors. Every spring, Happy Valley Venture Capital holds a premier pitch competition where student-run startups receive feedback from successful investors and compete for monetary prizes. The first place winner was Table Rock Markets, an automated e-commerce platform designed for farmers. Are you? It's designed to help keep small farms in business by increasing their sales and profitability by leveraging resources in the digital world. It also helps families eat healthy, locally grown food. Congratulations to Table Rock Markets. Next is Bardish Family Idea Makers Challenge. During this intensive 1.5-month-long competition, students are mentored by faculty, industry leaders, and experienced entrepreneurs to develop their idea pitching skills for a chance to win prizes that advance their idea and professional network. The teams are comprised of 2 to 5 undergraduate students who have an early stage business idea where information technology is a core component of the business model. Teams must be interdisciplinary, with students representing at least 2 colleges. The teams made their final pitches last night, and the winner is We Are Living, which offers an all-in-one marketplace for tenants to find housing, roommates, resolve tenant disputes, exchange leases, and most importantly, learning about the housing process. Congratulations to We Are Living. Next is the Arts Business Idea Competition, produced by the College of Arts and Architecture's Arts Entrepreneurship Program. Now in its 7th year, the competition is the college's annual showcase of arts entrepreneurship. It asks undergraduate and graduate students in any major to present an arts-based business plan that could earn entrants up to $5,000 to develop the concept. The winning team is Ear Trainer. It provides music theory and ear training instructors with the tools they need to spend more time teaching and less time grading and managing student assignments. Congratulations to Ear Trainer. Next is the Nittany AI Challenge, in which student teams with diverse talents build working solutions to improve the world in the fields of health, humanitarianism, the environment, and education. Last month, 20 innovative ideas were selected. The teams then built prototypes, worked with industry experts, and continued to compete for additional prizes totaling $50,000. This week, the top 10 teams were chosen to move forward. Each team will receive $1,500 and support to build minimal viable products. They will also compete for a pool of $25,000 to be awarded at the AI for Good Expo to be held on September 8th. The top 3 teams are iLens, which is a mobile app that leverages historic retina records and basic smartphone hardware to provide early detection and regular monitoring of eye diseases at home without the need for medical expertise. We can applaud for them. Audio HUD, which is a display designed for deaf and hard of hearing community, enhancing situational awareness in virtual and real-world environments by providing visual substitutes to sound cues. Congratulations for that team advancing. AquaSafe, which monitors water quality and quantity, helping people more reliably determine when safe water is available and access aid if it is not. Congratulations to them first. And then to all 3 teams in the Nittany AI Challenge. The next competition is the Ag Springboard Competition, sponsored by the College of Agricultural Sciences. Student teams develop and pitch an innovative business plan that addresses a need in the field of food, agriculture, ecosystems, community, or energy and bioproducts. The winning team, which won $7,500, was Flower Power, a line of food products to improve the human microbiome and gut health. Congratulations to Flower Power. Nice. This brings us to a unique category of awards, the InQ competition. This annual competition is now part of the Invent Penn State initiative and aims to fund new undergraduate Penn State student companies. The competition will conclude this Saturday, April 9th, with the live streaming of The Investment, a WPSU-produced show, which is a Shark Tank-style pitch competition. Winners are awarded an appropriate share of a no equity required $30,000 award pool. This evening, we will recognize the competition's 6 finalists. And perhaps I'll do all of them, and then we'll applaud them. Ballet Scout, discussed earlier, is a subscription database for dancers. Car2Camp, also an earlier winner, which produces a universally fitting sleeping platform and storage system for car camping. Ithaca, which aims to reinvent the future of the landscaping industry by using artificial intelligence to increase the accuracy of estimates and timelines. It uses virtual reality to speed along the design process and increase customer satisfaction. Marosa's Old World Cuisine offers marinara sauce, vodka sauce, and tomato basil sauce, all made with imported Italian tomatoes. Shamba Tech provides electricity to Kenyan farmers to enable them to increase their business potential. And Table Rock Markets, also an earlier winner, is an automated e-commerce platform designed for farmers. Congratulations to the top 6 finalists. Finally, we would like to recognize the finalist of the Summer Founders Program, a signature program of Invent Penn State. The Summer Founders Program is a 13-week entrepreneurial boot camp that provides Penn State students with $15,000 grants to work full-time on their startup, social good, or nonprofit idea during the summer. 2 alumni startups from the first Summer Founders cohort have just received significant venture capital investment. Phosphollutions, that was Hunter Swisher, who was on the screen, received approximately $10 million, and Vitable Health received $1.6 million. This year's applicants hailed from 3 different campuses, plus the grad school. Competition was fierce, but the 6 teams were AI Made This, which uses the power of artificial intelligence to inform current fashion trends. It creates patterns that are then dyed in small batch manufacturing and cut and sewn into high-quality garments. The Ballet Scout and Car2 Camp, which we heard about earlier. Clove and Spring, which produces handcrafted small batch seasonal candles equipped with wooden wicks that allow for a longer burn time, cleaner burn, and more powerful scent than that of traditional retail candles. Hey! Exclamation point, which is the first of its kind voice-only dating platform targeted at individuals who are at least 18 years of age. And Imani K Travels, LLC, which is a consultation-based service that educates, de-risk plans, and executes guided international trips to make travel more accessible to young students of color. Congratulations to all 6 teams, and best of luck. On what is likely to be a life-changing summer. Well, that concludes our competitions. It's an impressive range of ideas and inventions, so let's give everybody that participated a round of applause. And finally, once again, I want to make sure that we say thank you to all of the people that made this possible. The students, the faculty, the staff, the mentors, the judges, the generous donors who made this incredible week possible. Congratulations to everyone who participated, and I hope everybody here has a great night and a great year. Thank you.